Hi everyone. Today I wanted to talk to you about what it's been like for me to do Airbnb. I've been doing it now since 2015, and I was teaching at a university, which I still am, and wondering about some kind of side income. I'd been reading about side hustles, Uber and things like that, Airbnb. I knew about Airbnb, and I didn't quite believe the hype about it. I went on their calculator, I remember, and it tried to see how much money I would make from one of our places, and it was a lot. So I found it difficult to believe that we could do so well there. We have a couple of houses in the countryside of Japan near Hakone, and their Airbnb calculator calculated that we'd make quite a bit of money. So I thought, I don't know if I really believe that. But I started thinking about it a bit more. I talked to some friends. I talked to my brother. Your friends mean well, and they have your best interest at heart, in general. But if you talk to your friends, I find they tend to say, no, don't do it. Don't do it. It's going to be so much work. And it is a lot of work. And they mean that, and they mean well. But they sometimes can't see the potential of things. So I think before you talk to your friends about any business idea, really have it solid in your head about what you want to do, what you think, and then have them kind of point out some of the things that maybe you've missed. My wife is good for that. She often tells me where I've gone wrong. Good for that. So if I'd listened to my friends, I would never have done anything. Fortunately, my brother was on board and just said, you have a couple of empty houses. Why don't you Airbnb? And as I said, I was thinking about Airbnb, but I was thinking about starting a gym because I wanted to get in shape, and maybe we could have a gym at one place or a cafe or something like that. But anyway, I finally decided to use one room in a house. We have a Canadian house that we shipped from British Columbia, but we had moved to Kawasaki. So we had this house, as I said, near Hakone, and it's a beautiful house. And so I thought, well, I'll get one room ready, and I'll fix up the house, and we'll try it. And man, it was full. Basically every day we were booked in May. I discounted the price, and I'd offered free tickets to a local hot springs. But still, I thought, okay, wow, this it's a discounted price, and I gave away free tickets to the hot springs, but there's potential here. So, what else did I do? Anyway, we fixed up the house. A lot of things needed to be fixed. A lot of work, a lot of stress. But the house has never looked better. It looks really good now, better than when we lived there. So yeah, it slowly took off, and then I decided, wow, okay. So we had these two buildings, so we were lucky, But I think, to be honest, I think that's what starting a business is. You sort of have to look at yourself and what are my skills? What am I good at? What do I have going for me? We happen to have these places that were available, and the thing I didn't want to do was start a business and fail. I wanted to make sure it was a good thing. So yeah, that's what we did. So if you are thinking about Airbnb, my advice is to use their calculator, and it will give you an accurate measure of what you can make. Yeah. So yeah, do trust it. Yeah, don't be like me. Trust the calculator. It's not a gimmick. You can make a lot of money doing this stuff. So if you are going to be thinking about doing Airbnb, you really need to look at yourself and your personality. Are you a patient person? Can you answer many questions, many of the same questions, because you get a lot? Are you open-minded to different cultures? I had to learn the hard way that different cultures, of course they're different, but you learn so much about different people. And there were some things that went wrong. Certain groups of people did certain things, and I just decided that I was going to get really good at dealing with those people. So I read about different countries in Asia, because most of our guests are from Asia, and what to expect and sort of how to deal with that. A lot of our signs are in multi-languages, so that helped a lot. And I like people. I like meeting people. But I like meeting people, and I like dealing with people. But I really like starting businesses and then getting them on their feet and sort of running themselves, passive income basically. So I have an English school as well. And getting people to work for me, having things set up and having people work for me is what I really enjoy. And then dealing with guests, sometimes I have to read their emails and things like that. So I've got my staff online. I've got a staff that are near the two guest houses. I'm actually quite far away from the guest houses. And theoretically, you could be a digital nomad. I mean, you could work anywhere as long as you trusted your staff. So our staff, we use line message, and I email them, and my staff are all Japanese. And with Google Translate or DeepL, you can translate into Japanese easily, but they understand some English, so I can do that too. And it's pretty lickety split. It's been pretty good. I've got a good staff. I'm really lucky. So if you wanted to do that, some people don't. Some people want to do all their own cleaning and all that, and fair enough. But for me, I wanted to set up the business. I want to be able to meet my friends and play poker and know that the guest houses are being run well. And here and there, I have to go out and do things, of course, and I want to. But it's nice to know that I have a staff that can do that for me. One thing I found surprising was I actually really enjoy decorating. So that was a surprise. I really enjoyed thinking about the guest houses, and I wanted to have kind of a theme at each one. The Canadian house is it's a Victorian style house, and so I wanted to have kind of a European feel, but with a bit of Canadiana thrown in, because it did come from Canada, and I'm from Canada. And one room's